Meta has just made the largest employment cut in the company's history, beginning the layoff of 11,000 employees starting yesterday. This is in response to failing ad sales due to competition, such as TikTok and new privacy changes. Meta is now worth half of the trillions of dollars it was last year. CEO Mark Zuckerberg apologized for the reduction in a blog post. Thanks, Gabby. Today we are celebrating one of America's favorite classic desserts, vanilla cupcakes. Today is the National Vanilla Cupcake Day, earning their name from being originally baked in heavy pottery cups.
Well, did you know that these vanilla cupcakes actually came from the Aztecas, and they've been actually popular ever since around the 18th century, and they made it in a cookbook around 100 years later, and now we know and love them today.
Wow, who knew vanilla cupcakes had such a rich history? And I know you're not the biggest on the vanilla cupcakes, but I cannot wait to devour this.
All right, well, cheers and happy Vanilla Cupcake Day.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us here at NCTV News at Noon.
Join us again here tonight at 6 on North Texas Television. Thanks, Alec. As the numbers of Americans with anxiety continues to rise, there is now a way to treat it without medication. This is thanks to two new methods of therapy called mindfulness-based cognitive therapy and mindfulness-based stress reduction. These methods come from a 300-person clinical trial reviewed and published Wednesday in a study titled JAMA Psychiatry Trusted Source. Limitations to the study included the fact that most of the participants were female and were recruited from only 3 different medical centers. Researchers are unsure as if these methods actually reduce anxiety.
Live from UNT, it's Wheel of Culture!
Welcome back to Wheel of Culture. Our contestant is so close to solving this puzzle. But first, it's time to give the wheel a spin. Wow, you landed on London, one of the many places where you and your fellow students can go on a chance to experience new culture. But only if you can solve this puzzle.
I'd like to solve the puzzle. Study abroad.
That's correct. You just won yourself a trip to study abroad in London, England, and you can too. Just go to studyabroad.unt.edu to see deadlines and apply for scholarships. Get ready to study abroad.
Thanks, Isabella. An issue many veterans showed interest in this election was about protection and care regarding burn pits. Burn pits are a form of waste disposal used overseas by American troops. This waste commonly includes aluminum cans, food wrappers, tires, and jet fuel, all of which is toxic to those around the burn site. Congress has passed the PACT Act for veterans impacted by burn pits, but will the VA be ready to help the millions exposed? CNN's Mike Valero has the story.
Thanks for joining us on NCTV News at Noon. I'm Sebastian Nava.
And I'm Avery Callens. Last night, hospitals in the Ukrainian region of Kyiv are struck by Russian forces, leaving many without water. This is a detriment to the patients who need running water for life-saving procedures. CNN's Salma Abdelaziz has the story. Today, medical professionals across the nation are rallying together in defiance of abortion bans, calling it a national day of action. This was started by the group Doctors for Abortion Access, claiming that politicians need to stop putting laws in place that prevent them from doing their jobs. They reached out to hundreds of medical impacted professionals and will have support from 10 different states for the event, including Texas. Most of the states in attendance are directly rallying against abortion bans following the overturn of Roe v. Wade.
Thanks for joining us on NCTV News at Noon. I'm Sebastian Nava.
And I'm Avery Callens. Last night, the man convicted of murdering a Harris County Sheriff's deputy was sentenced to death. After an extensive criminal history was revealed to the jury, they had decided a life sentence wasn't enough and only deliberated for 30 minutes. The convicted murderer, Robert Solis, listened to the verdicts of 6 men and women read aloud by the judge. Solis has been sentenced to death for murdering Sheriff's Deputy Sandeep Dhaliwal during a 2019 traffic stop. Prosecutors were able to reveal a criminal history dangerous enough to keep Solis behind bars. Solis represented himself with only 2 sentences to present to the jury. A West Houston post office has been renamed in honor of the fallen deputy. Prince Harry will be publishing his memoir in January titled Spare. The book will take readers back to the two Prince brothers walking behind their mother's coffin and will go on to explain Prince Harry's stories from there, according to the publisher, Penguin Random House. The proceeds from this book sales will go to support several charities as planned by the Duke of Sussex. Again, the book will be published in January and will be available worldwide in 16 different languages.
Thanks for joining us on NTTV News at Noon. I'm Sebastian Nava.
And I'm Avery Callens. UK Prime Minister Liz Truss had set the record for the shortest serving member resigning after 45 days in office. Truss said she came into office last month at a time of increasing economic instability and could not deliver the mandate to change this, even though she was elected to do so by the Conservative Party. She mentioned her resignation to King Charles III, which makes her the first prime minister to resign in 75 years to a king. Liz Truss will remain a prime minister until a successor is chosen. UNT's audiology faculty member Sharon Miller helped take part in work that expanded Medicare coverage for cochlear implants. This means research teams' work led to Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services updating cochlear implant candidacy criteria. As of September 26, older individuals who receive Medicare benefits with speech test scores greater than 40% and less than or equal to 60% qualify for cochlear implantation. Prior to this decision, cochlear implantation was only covered by Medicare for patients who did not meet candidacy criteria when they were enrolled in either a specific type of FDA-appointed clinical trial or a prospective control comparative trial approved by the CMS.
That's all I have. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. Today, the Ukrainian city of Mykolaiv reports a Russian shelling that hit a five-story residential building. The series of 8-300 missiles fired last night destroyed the upper two floors, initially leaving 7 people missing in the rubble. The Mykolaiv Regional Military Administration reported that an 11-year-old boy was saved from the rubble, and rescuers identified the bodies of a 31-year-old man and an 81-year-old woman, still leaving 5 missing. The latest report states that 9 units of equipment and 37 rescuers have been involved so far. An advisor for Ukraine's presidential office, Mikhail Podolyak, opposes U.S. President Joe Biden's comments about Russia's Vladimir Putin. Here is Podolyak's statement. Thanks, Gabby. Now that we're in October, I feel that I can finally declare it spooky season. CandyStore.com has released an interactive map of the most popular Halloween candy by state. According to the map, the most popular Halloween candy in the state of Texas are Starburst, followed by Reese's Cup in the second and Sour Patch in the third. The website posted the data to support their findings and found that Texans have bought over 450 tons of Starburst over the last 15 years. The National Retail Foundation estimates that Americans will spend over $3.1 billion on Halloween candy this year. Twitter's original character limit of 140 is now a thing of the past with the introduction of Twitter Threads and now a multimedia tweeting option. Opposed to only using one form of media per tweet, users can now use up to 4 kinds of media per tweet. This includes text, GIFs, photos, and videos all rolled into one. Just click on the photo icon in the composer and have at it. This feature is available for both iOS and Android users.
That's all I have for weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. The UNT CoLab is hosting a new art exhibit at their Denton Square location. NTTV's Abe Park, Austin Hedgecoth, and Grayson Love has more on the story. UNT CoLab is open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. from Tuesdays to Saturdays. The exhibit will be open until the end of the day this Saturday. Coming up, our sports anchor, Gabby Pippins, is here to talk about what UNT fans need to know.
And an exclusive interview with Dallas' first ever Poet Laureate coming up after the break.
Coming off the success of her new movie, Nope, Keke Palmer briefly stopped in Denton to give a talk as part of UNT's Distinguished Lecture Series. NCTV's Andrea Valdez spoke to the actress about her experience on the movie and working with director Jordan Peele.
Nope next day. That's all I've got for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Gabby. Today is National Coffee Day, but unfortunately the line at Starbucks was too long for me to enjoy it this morning. Which is understandable because as a Starbucks barista myself, I have an addiction to that pumpkin cream cold brew.
Well, you and my dad both. Today's his birthday, so I really hope he got the chance to, grab a nice cup of coffee in order to celebrate. So, cheers to that. Thanks for watching NTTV News at noon.
Join us again tomorrow here on North Texas Television.